Tron Ares is almost certainly the last Tron film we'll get, or at least the last I'll ever see in my lifetime. And that makes me incredibly sad, to be perfectly honest. I waited 15 long years for a sequel to Tron Legacy, which was itself a sequel coming 28 years after the original movie that blew my mind as a child. Well, that was a very long time ago, and now I'm becoming an old man. And not to sound morbid, but the odds are not in my favor that I'll be around when and if Disney decides to take another shot at this iconic franchise. If you've seen the movie, you're probably as stunned as I am that the entirety of YouTube seems to be taking a massive shit on this film, pardon my language. Even film critics that I love, like Jeremy Johns and Dave Cullen, posted very negative reviews of Tron Ares. As someone who came out of the theater grinning from ear to ear, it is a bit of a shock. So that's what this video is going to be about. The why. Why are critics so hostile to Tron in general and Tron Ares in specific? Let's begin. The original Tron released way back in 1982 and was revolutionary for its time. It blended live action with a surprising amount of practical effects, computer animation, which was in its infancy, and even hand drawn animation. All of this was combined with electronic music, which was also just starting to be explored. But the film was not truly a success. As revolutionary as it was only nominated for costume design and sound effects, and won neither. On a budget of about 17 million, it ended up making right around 50 million. That's okay, but not great. In fact, the arcade cabinet based on the film would end up making slightly more than that. Due to the mediocre box office, Disney wouldn't try again for 28 years until Tron Legacy was released. It also struggled to break even after making 400 million on a budget of 170 million. And while it may seem that Disney gave Tron Ares a larger budget at 180 million, it's also been 15 years since 2010, and 170 million is actually equal to 250 million in today's dollars. So actually, it would seem that Disney did everything they could to keep this budget as cheap as possible. The special effects, while fairly great compared to recent tentpoles, still fall behind those in Legacy if we're honest. Don't get me wrong, Tron Ares does look great, but the grid of 2010's Tron Legacy was much more vibrant and immersive. That said, the crew of Ares did the best that they could, and their love for the project shows. I'm not trying to take anything away from them. But let's get back to the why. Why do critics hate Tron so passionately? Now, this shocked me when I was doing research for this video, but take a look at this. All three films have nearly identical critical and audience receptions. Now, I personally would rank them Legacy, Original, then Ares in that order. Let me know your order in the comments below. But the critics rank these Original, Ares, then Legacy. And the audience ranks these Ares, Original, then Legacy. The exact opposite of how I'd rank them. Very interesting. But what does this mean? Well, it means that unfortunately, Tron will never be the next Star Wars, and Disney is destroying the property trying to force it to be. As much as I adore these movies, they simply do not appeal to everybody. For me, the idea that programs are alive and conscious inside software, that they exist in their very own digital universes behind the glass of a arcade cabinet, smartphone, or laptop, well, that's exhilarating and magical. But to many people, dare I say most people, this idea is just stupid. They don't get it. Complicating matters is that Disney is actually trying to expand the universe of Tron, but people are resisting passionately. Don't believe me? Well, when Tron Legacy came out, many people despised it. Some still do. They wanted a sequel to Tron and expected Legacy to look like the first film. Instead, they got an updated look to the grid, and Tron seemed to be nowhere in sight. By the way, Tron is in the film. Spoiler alert, he's Reznor. But you'd be amazed how many people think he's not in it to this day. Now, the same complaints are being made with Ares, and look, I get it. We should have gotten a true sequel to Tron Legacy when the entire cast was signed on for it. But Disney dropped the ball and chased that sweet, sweet MCU money. But now that the easy money of the MCU is dried up, Disney is finally turning its attention back to Tron, but to be honest, it may be way too late. Let's be perfectly honest here. The original cast, what's left of it, is pretty old. We've already lost Cindy Morgan, who played Laurie in the original film. She passed 2 years ago. Dumont passed nearly 20 years ago. Then we lost the legendary David Warner, aka Ed Dillinger, aka Sark, 3 years ago. And of course, Flynn and Tron himself are both 75, so we'll probably lose one or both before another sequel could be fast tracked, even in the unlikely event that Disney greenlights another film. Like an absentee father, Disney shows up with a big budget popcorn flick ever so often and expects the world to fall in love with it. But time changes everything, including our memories and expectation. Disney needs to put in the work this franchise requires. Nurture it with small screen offerings, comics, games, and for the love of God, listen to your audience when they tell you exactly what they want. A lot of folks are staying away from this film for various reasons, like the fact Jared Leto is its star, or that Tron doesn't appear in this film, or maybe it's because Sam and Cora don't return, or perhaps Jeff Bridges' anti-ice comments kept you away. I want to know what you think cost Ares its audience. Let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching.
End of line.